Today's video is different ways to use the Kiss of Texture stamp set. Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sliwinski. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator and I live in Akron, Ohio. So this video today is going to be a little bit different. Not only do I have different in the title, but different in the way I do my video today. So instead of demonstrating a card made with the stamp set, I'm going to show you the different techniques or different ways that you can use the stamp set. And then I'm going to show you the example of the card that demonstrates that little sample that I just made. So it is going to be a little bit different, but I hope that you like it because this stamp set is really, really fun. And when you look at it, you may not realize all the cool things that you can do with it. So let's turn this camera around and let's start learning. So here is that stamp set again. And I don't think I mentioned it in the introduction, but this is one of our online exclusives. So if you haven't checked out the online exclusive section of my website, there are so many stamp sets and papers and embellishments, all kinds of things located in there. These never end up in a catalog, or sometimes they were in a catalog and then they get moved to online exclusives, but there is so many fun things in there, so you may not have even noticed it. So this stamp set is really got 3 different textures and then 3 solid shapes, and I'm going to be showing you different ways to use both of those, sometimes by themselves, but most of the time combined. All right, so let's start out with the first technique. So we're going to take our detail stamp. So I have this floral design right here, and we are just going to use that ink. We're going to stamp it up. I'm just going to use my Memento, and I have used a plain white uninked stamp pad, and then I've just put my Memento ink in it. And then we are going to take one of the shape dies. So we're going to pick up the shape. So I'm just going to set it on there, straight down, lift up, and then you can see that I have picked up that beautiful design. That floral pattern is now on this shape, and then I'm going to stamp it. Okay, and then this is what you get as your image. Now that is so pretty, and of course you could just ink this up and you could use it just as a design all of itself. You don't have to put it on the shapes. So this is the very first way to do that. One thing you will notice when you do it this way is that your ink is a little bit lighter. So if I hold this up, you can see this is more gray in tone and this is more black. And that's because it is a second generation stamp. So I'm going to get my chamois over here so that I can get these cleaned off, because we're going to be doing lots of stamping today. So get this one cleaned off. Okay. And then the card that I'm going to show you using both of those 2 techniques is this one right here. So this one I started out and I used the square instead of the circle like I demonstrated, and I stamped my flower, and then I colored that in with my watercolor pencils. And then I used the Stylish Shapes dies. Now these are perfectly designed to go with the Stylish Shapes dies, but I'm going to show you some other ways that you can use these shapes and cut them out without using Stylish Shapes. So for this one, I cut it out with the Stylish Shapes, and you can see it gives you a nice extra border. So it actually looks like an additional layer without having to have an additional layer. And so then I matted that with a thin mat of pumpkin pie and then melon mambo. And so I stamped the full stamp image on the corners of my white, and this is some of the beautiful bokeh paper. And I used the memorable blooms for my sentiment. So here I stamped it off before stamping my sentiment, and then I put it in the corner of my envelope. So that is our first method of using these. So the next one, we are going to ink up our stamp shape. And for this one, I'm going to use Poppy Parade. Okay. And so we're going to ink up our shape instead of the detail. Okay. And so I'm getting that nice and inked. And then I'm going to pick up, I'm going to use this detail here. I'm going to turn it this way. It just works a little bit easier for me to get it without rocking it. So gonna go straight down. Okay. And then I can stamp that way. And I can also just stamp with this. Okay, so I'm getting my colored ink, and this is a lot more vibrant than this one. And I'm going to show you even a better way to do that one in a minute. So for that example, I decided to use different tones of colored ink. So I kind of did half and half on my circle. So I started out half Poppy Parade and half Pumpkin Pie. And then for the next one, I did Daffodil Delight, and I think I did Lemon Lime Twist. Then I switched over to Coastal Cabana and Azure Afternoon, and then Gorgeous Grape and Berry Burst. And so I was able to get this rainbow of flowers across, and I really love how this turned out. And I did this a slimline card so that I could have this full rainbow of colors on here. And then this is a retired stamp set that I used on this one. It's called Sunny Sentiments, but I really like how it went with this one. So I used that one. And then this is, this is the Dotted Circles embossing folder. And then the sentiment and the die here for wishing is from the Delightful Wishes bundle. And I happen to have an envelope, and I just put that flower in the corner. So that is the next way. All right, let me get these cleaned off again. And then we're going to switch to our next method, which we are going to ink the stamp shape. Okay. And then we are going to stamp off and then add more color. So this time I think I'm going to switch to a different shape here. We're going to do this one. So we are going to start out with some Daffodil Delight. Okay, and I think we will do the square. So I'm just going ahead and getting this nice and inked, and then I'm going to stamp off. Okay, so there's my square. And then I'm going to switch over with my Poppy Parade, and I'm going to use, get this fuzzy off, this one. And again, I'm going to turn it over, and then I'm going to pick up the ink from the Poppy onto my shape, and then I'm going to get this image here. So you can get two tones of color at the same time. So that's really fun. So I do recommend starting with the lighter color first. You could also do it with the same colors, but I wanted to show you with two different colors. Okay, so for this one, my sample, I did it with the wood grain texture. So I did copper clay and I stamped off, and then I did more copper clay full strength to get this background of my wooded piece. Again, I used the Stylish Shapes. And then I used my Timber 3D embossing folder for this panel. And then here, so here is our little shape that does our label. I stamped this in the copper clay, and then I picked that up. I actually stamped it off, and then I picked that up on my label, so I would have a very light wood grain behind the words of my label. Okay, and that's what the inside of that looks like, and my envelope. So another example of that, here, let's get these cleaned up while I'm talking. I did another one where I did this in the two tones like my demonstration was, and I used Blueberry Bushel and Azure Afternoon for this next card sample. So for this one, I just did a strip of paper, so I stamped on either end just with this, so that's full strength Blueberry Bushel. And then I picked up the Azure Afternoon on my circle, and then I added this detail with the Blueberry Bushel on top of it. So I got that beautiful two-tone. And then Wishing You a Happy Day. That is from the Linked Together stamp set. And then for this, I just took whatever was left on my stamp. So instead of cleaning it off right away, I just stamped it again on a scrap of paper, cut that out, and put that in the corner of my envelope. So I thought that was kind of fun. I'm still using up whatever ink is on there. All right, so the next one is where we are going to ink up our stamp shape. And let's do Gorgeous Grape, okay? So we're going to ink this up with color. And I'm going to do nice, good image there. That looks wonderful. And then for my detail stamp, I'm going to use a Versamark. So I'm going to use that floral one again, just because we had used that initially. All right. And then I'm going to put this down here, lift it straight up, and then I'm going to stamp it. I'm going to stamp it right below this one. And you can see that that design shows up a lot nicer when you ink up your detail stamp with the Versamark. So here I just did it plain. You can still see the design. It is still pretty clear, but it's just a little bit better when you ink it up using your Versamark. So let's clean these off again. It's a lot of cleaning up in between my steps here. Okay, get rid of this. And you could do multiple. You could do a lighter version of that. There's certainly enough ink that was left on here that you could do that. All right, let's get that out of the way. Everything's getting crooked here. So the card sample for that one is right here. So remember the slimline one that I did? I did the slimline, but then I used the ink that was left on my circle and I stamped that. So I have that in the rainbow of colors as well. And then for this one, I used the Spotlight on Nature dies to cut it out, and that fits just perfectly. So that's just right in there, like it was meant to be. So this is also, this is from our ephemera pack, which is the Greetings for All Mix and Match. So this made a very quick and easy card. And then I stamped this in Versamark, just the floral design here. Gives just a slight little touch, little design that just very light on there. And then for my envelope, I stamped another one of those in pumpkin pie. Okay, so for this next one, we're going to branch out a little bit, and we are going to be using a background die. Now, there's a lot of background dies that we have, and I'm sure that you have quite a few of them in your collection. So for this one, I'm just going to leave it right in my case. And I liked using my dots. And so I just go and I'm just adding a little bit of ink. I'm going to start out with my shaded spruce, and then I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of garden green. And you don't need to ink the whole thing, but you just need a big enough spot for your shape. So then you're just going to go ahead and press this straight down, just like we did on the other ones, and lift that up. And then we can go ahead and stamp that. And you get this really cool design with multiple colors and using your background stamp. So that is a really good way to expand the use of the things that you already have. I don't think there's anything else. I'm going to clean this off later, this background stamp. So the card for that is right here. So I did different sections of that background stamp so that I get different parts of the leaves here. And I cut that out again with the stylish shapes. Added a quick little hello. This is a new mini embossing folder, mini corrugated design. So that's really kind of a cute thing. A few little gems, and then some more of that paper that I stamped on to make a border, and also on the corner of my envelope. So that is that one. And then the last technique, oh, actually, I want to show you one other thing. So something to be conscious of is when you are using, say, a background stamp that has a specific direction to it. So this is this little text, and even though it's not really words, it's not saying anything, it does have text that has direction, you can tell. So if I were to stamp this, so let's get out my black ink again and get this inked up. Oh no, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and do it with my spot here because I'm going to leave this. I'm not going to mount this one up. So I am going to want to use this. And if I pick this up and stamp it, it looks like it's backwards, and it is backwards. So you do not want to stamp something that is directional. Now, there's not a whole lot of stamps that we have that are like that would make a difference. But this one, you can tell the words, they're slanting the wrong way. So that's just something to be conscious of when you do that. So let me get this cleaned up. And then I have one more really fun example. And that is using, I'm going to pull out this one here. So when you have a stamp that you want to do, and say I've got this little rooster. So if you were to stamp this rooster, you know, he is facing this way. But if you wanted one to go the other direction, then you can use this stamp. So let's grab my Memento Black again. So you're going to ink up your rooster. And then you're just going to stamp him here. Now you don't want to press too hard, but there you've got your image of the rooster right there. And then you can go ahead and press that right down. And there you have your rooster going in the other direction. Now the other thing that I do like to mention when you do this is if I just stamp my rooster this way, I'm going to have one that's gray and one that's black. So instead, I would stamp off, and then they're pretty much the same color tones. So that's just something you can do. You can reverse the direction of, say, any animals or critters. And here is the card that I made using that. So I had this It's Your Special Day here in the middle, and then I've got my rooster facing both directions. And then I colored them with blends, and I used that mini corrugated embossing folder again on this one. And this is the, Nested Essentials dies. I had to look that one up. Okay, and oops, that was when I took my picture of it to keep it closed. My little happy birthday greeting. And isn't that so cute? So now you can see there are all different kinds of ways that you can use this Kiss of Texture. I'm sure you can think of other fun ways, other stamp sets that you can combine with that one. But let's put these cards back so that you can see all the different samples that we made today. Move this one out of the way. And this one barely fits there, so we're going to put this one, move it down a little bit so that you can see all of them. So thank you so much for watching. Please give me a thumbs up. Share this with your fellow craft makers. If you need any of the supplies, I would love your business. It's hard to believe, but I have been making videos now almost 5 years. So I started during the pandemic, where I think a lot of people took a chance and did some different things, and that's one of the things that I did while we were not able to work full-time. And so I'm coming up on my 5-year anniversary. So I thank you so much for becoming one of my followers or subscribers. And again, if you purchase from my store, it just helps me with my business and to provide free videos for you. See you next time.